Not sure what's going on here, but my music didn't want to play, but you're going to get me anyway. Let's go. Appreciate you tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith. Sorry, we can't get you pumped up here. The music, maybe we can get it to go here. Well, that's much better. Let's go. I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time. It is Fan Friday. We're here. It is Dallas week, week 14. The Eagles 10-2 atop the NFL still. And I'm pumped up for this game, and I hope you are too. And I cannot thank you enough for taking the time. This is your show. We go through everything each and every day throughout the week, breaking the opponent down, what's going on with the Eagles. But this is your time, ladies and gentlemen. I've got nothing but time for you. So all your questions, all of the topics you want to bring up, I'd love to hear it. I've got a recap of everything that has went down this weekend or this week and what's going to be going down for this weekend. We talked about the top matchups yesterday. We talked about behind enemy lines where you got to know everything about the Cowboys, all the injury reports, everything, every roster move, all that stuff is accounted for. Go check that out. Even jersey number changes. So all kinds of things going on here. I hope you guys are having a great week. Ready to rock and roll here. I see we've got China starting us off here. Let's go. We're about to sweep that division. We're about to show the world they're sleeping on the wrong ones. And look, we were asleep at the wheel on Sunday. We let the Niners come into our house and beat our ass, and a lot of people feeling a certain way about it. It's jump ship season. You see people losing their minds about the loss, about Christian Ellis, about all kinds of things we're going to talk about here. But I don't know about you, but I got my birds still winning this Super Bowl. And I really feel that, this punch in the mouth, yeah, you don't want it to happen. It sucks, but sometimes you need it. This is what we need to piss us off. Do not be sleeping on anyone because this, you got the Cowboys, you got the Seahawks, but after that, it's kind of, easy sailing. It's the NFL. Divisional matchups coming up. So I'm not saying, you can sleep on anyone, but just saying you don't want to overlook anyone. We're going into these playoffs. We need to be hungry at all times. So look, man, I'm pumped up. It's Dallas week, so let's go. And I'm with you, China. And hey, I'll take it without it. Dude, YouTube and streaming, all of it. They hate me. I don't care. Let's go, birds. They're not going to stop me no matter what they do. But let's go, birds. Now, I had mentioned some things went down. Well, in case you missed it, let's talk about some of those things. Now, we talked earlier in the week, told you I'd keep you up to date. Expected to play was Dallas Goedert. Well, you saw the game status report that was posted earlier today. And look, each day I keep you updated with how things change. You can see a few guys limited for Julio, Slay, and Cunningham, both full participants. So everybody good to go. No questionables out, anything like that. Let's go, baby. So excitement there. But obviously, a lot of the excitement is coming for one of the moves that was made, and that is Shaq Leonard being signed. And we talked about this for a couple of weeks. We were hopeful with the injuries, things that were going down at linebacker. Obviously, Dean going to IR, Cunningham being out. Those are horrible things. And look, we saw it against the Niners. You needed those backs. And look, I think that Cunningham coming back in this game, being healthy, and now Shaq Leonard here, obviously, it may take a little bit of time, so you're still going to see a little bit of Morrow out there, but I think that this is a great addition. Former All-Pro, yeah, sure, maybe he's not the same guy. A lot of people want to complain about it, but, dude, we needed help there, and this is the best help that was out there. So we got it. Very excited. Now, some people very upset about Christian Ellis being waived. He got picked up, claimed by the Patriots, and six teams total were trying to get him. So wild to see, but we talk about, Christian Ellis this offseason, what he brought to the table as a special teamer and what he brought as depth in case something happened. Unfortunately, he got put to the test against the worst team for him. And the 49ers, they've got Kittle, they've got Debo, they've got McCaffrey, and he had himself a time. So did Morrow, and so did the Eagles defense. So as a whole, it sucks for him. And it sucks that he was the guy that had to be let go. But you talk about it, Ben Van Sumeren, he was not able to go back to the practice squad and be elevated, and they like him, so didn't want to risk that. Morrow is the starter right now because, we don't know how soon Shaq Leonard is truly, ready here. I'm hopeful he's playing this Sunday, so I'm excited, but I thought, they were hopeful he would go unclaimed and you could put him on the practice squad. But as I told a lot of you, look, I'm hopeful he goes to the practice squad. That is the plan. But other teams had other plans. So they put in waivers for him, got him. And look, best of luck to him. I like Christian Ellis, but I want to win a Super Bowl. And Shaq Leonard, I'm taking him over Christian Ellis all day, every day. Now, some other things did go down. Justin Evans, his season is over. We talked about, would he come off of IR? And with all of these other moves happening, looked like he could have possibly come off, but they just kind of felt that the other roster spots were more important than what we have going on here. And, he's just been banged up. Doesn't look like he's going to get fully healthy here. So give him the rest of the year. Best of luck. And it's unfortunate, but hey, that's why we traded for Kevin Byard. So we already replaced him. He's been out since week 5. It's not like, this is something we haven't known about. It's been 9 weeks here. So perfectly fine there. But unfortunate for him. Best of luck in the future. Now, Cam Sims, he was released after being signed a few days before that, but he got let go to start the week. And, Greg Ward was the guy that was let go, but then they bring Greg Ward right back. So they like what Greg brought to the, team. And obviously it's at practice, but he knows the system. And hey, he's a dependable kid. So he's back. And then they made some more moves. They got rid of Ross Pierschbacher off of the practice squad and then replaced him with, hey, he's back, Brett Toth. So we talk about this each and every week. People always flipping out about these guys getting released or signed. And it's like, look, man, it's the practice squad. I wouldn't get too worked up about it. Yeah, and they'll probably be back or, unless they get picked up by somebody, it's the practice squad. And, some people, oh, they're the next great. They're starting this Sunday. And it's like, dude, they are on the practice squad. That is what it is. But a lot of moves made. So a lot to go over. And we went over all of it. But in case you missed it, there it was. If you want to go check out those videos, you can go do that. So let's go, though, baby. Fan Friday. Go Birds. My man E-Money. Appreciate you taking the time, dude. Let's go Birds. And I'm all about it, my friend Chip. I would like to see us go in there, sweep them this year. And really, this is a big one for us because, you lose to the Niners in that fashion. You got to be pissed off. The Cowboys, Dax, MVP, they're coming. Okay, let's get this W. Nina, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you and the family are well. I'm pumped up for this one, because this is, this is where the Cowboys can take the, tie with the Eagles and take the division. The whole world is against us here, and they're sleeping on the wrong ones because, well, okay, this is our opportunity to be right where we want them because we love being the underdog. And I love when people sleep on us. I'm all about it. So let's go, baby. And look, this team definitely had its issues, but I think we talked about, you got to understand the context of why a lot of those issues were happening. And a lot of them, get big excuses. It's like, well, dude, when your linebackers are out and you got Morrow and Ellis against the 49ers offense, we just talked about it, Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey. I mean, we had a bad time. We had a real bad time. So, hey, I'm all about this, though. Getting healthy. And look, as I mentioned, Shaq Leonard's here, but this isn't Madden. You're not just, hey, he's a 94. We're starting him. He's got to get the system down. And I don't think it's going to take long. I think he will be playing, but I think it's going to take a minute. Let's not freak out if you see Morrow out there or anything like that, because that's going to happen. But look, he's got experience in the system. Him and Cunningham have worked well together. Obviously, he and Ellis, that's a different story. But look, just a couple weeks ago, everybody, Nicholas Morrow's all pro. Now you got to cut him too. It's like, no, we kind of need linebackers right now, so we're not doing that. But try not to freak out. Stay patient here. Enjoy this ride because the Eagles are going to get it clicking right at the right time, and that's what I'm all about. Marsh should have went with Christian. No, you got to keep one of them. We actually have a lot of injuries right now. If you guys miss any of that stuff, go check out all the videos throughout the week every day. Eagles 45, Cowgirls. Hey, whoa. I think that, look, this is going to be a battle to the death. I'm all about it, though. Last time was 28-23. And, this team, they took out Dallas Goedert. He had like 3 catches, 50 yards, like right off the bat. And then he gets banged up. But it's like, man, let's get him going. We got him back this week. We've got the linebackers back. So I think we're going to be even better. And we're pissed off now. So, okay. And look, the Cowboys are a really good team. And look, I hate them more than anyone. Trust me, I despise them. But let's not kid ourselves. This is a really good team. Good offense, good defense, special teams. So guess what? we're better. I think that our offense, our defense, and I broke it down on the top 13 matchups last night. You guys can go check that video out when I'm done here. I will pin that at the top of the comments. So in case you're watching this or want to find it, you can find it right there. But look, whoo-wee, it is going to be a fun matchup because, look, we're both loaded and no excuses. Teams are healthy. And yeah, we've got some guys on IR, things like that. But I don't care, man. I want this to be a battle to the death, and I think it will be. And I cannot wait. And I'd love to beat their ass. Do not get me wrong. But let's go. I'm all about it. All about it. I think we pull off this W here. But let's get into some of these fan questions. You guys are kind of talking about some of the things here. So let's just jump over into them. And you guys can answer away. Tell me how you feel about them. But appreciate you channel members getting these in here. But let's start it off here with the first, which was Samuel here. Do you think the addition of Shaq Leonard playing with Zach Cunningham will make the Eagles linebacking corps look elite? And you think the Eagles have a chance to blow out the Cowboys at home? Now, that last part is where you guys are, implying here. So I think that for me, I don't know if I'm going to go elite. Cunningham has been playing very well. And Shaq Leonard, a very welcomed addition. We talk about how much we needed linebacker help. He's the perfect help. I mean, we talked about his relationship with Sirianni, all that great stuff. He's friends with my source. So I thought it was a match made in heaven, but we had to stay a little patient there, right? And look, it went down, and I'm excited because that's what we needed. But I'm also not going to get ahead of myself. Now, here's the thing. We have great linemen. Our front stacked. Secondary, we got talent. They have struggled, but a lot of injuries, a lot of new pieces, moving pieces, all kinds of stuff going on. I think if we get settled in here, everybody stays healthy. Now, with a linebacking corp that can go with this, I think that everybody comes together now. Having an all-pro, he's lost a step, this, that. Dude, I still think this is a great addition in the middle, what we need. And again, Zach Cunningham was doing great. So I think adding Shaq and Zach together, I am all about it. But again, I'm not going to go as far to say as, they're elite. I'm not saying that Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen out here, but I think they're definitely, a top 10 duo, come a few weeks from now when we're talking about it. So I think if he stays healthy, obviously somebody's going to go, oh, well, he's old. Yeah, he's there. Look, man, they're both like 28 years old. That we know they're veteran players. We had Dean. We had Ellis. We had hope for these guys. Ben Van Sumeren, undrafted. So, look, some of these guys, it is what it is. And Ellis got claimed. It sucks, but injuries cause that. It's not like we wanted to get, you know what I mean? Like that, it's an unfortunate part of the game. And, I wish Dean would have been able to play, keep developing, see what we have there. And, we'll get to do that. Maybe in the postseason he'll come back. Maybe next year we'll have to wait. But having him back will be great just to learn from Shaq Leonard. Like, we know we need to definitely add there next year, but I mean, right here, right now, we had to worry about it. So we went and got Shaq Leonard. So I'm all about it, ladies and gentlemen, and all the other moves are just, it is what it is, practice squad and stuff. So I'm not freaking out about it. But Bartle do, there we go, Bartle do. My man, appreciate you tuning in. The game Sunday, all about it. And no downplay. Yeah, you better not downplay it, man. This is a big one. And the Eagles, the Cowboys, always a big matchup. And obviously the players know that. The teams know that. We cannot, and I started the show off saying we got to bring that fire. We cannot have all these fans that are turning into Cowboys fans. We can't have all this whiny stuff. We got to get people pumped up, ready. It's Dallas week. See, when I grew up, that was time to trash the Cowboys. Time to talk our trash. Let them know we're going to whoop that ass, not attack our own team, our own players, and talk about how much we suck. So, hey, look, I'm not a new age fan. I'm a diehard, a sicko like the rest of you sickos out there. But look, it's going to be a good game, and you never know which way it could go. But I think for me, obviously, we talked about the last game. We won by 5 points, but I think that, we're going to be healthier. We got a lot more pieces, and I know a lot of people are jumping ship, but for me, look, you had a bad game. That's not the end of the season. We lost 2 games. Someone literally said to me the other day, they're like, I'm so tired of losing this season. And I was like, dog, dude, come on. We're in week 14. We've had 2 losses. All the losses, huh? All the losses. You know that we have been the number 1 team in the NFL, the best record in the NFL for 31 weeks straight and counting. 31 weeks, man. We have been atop The NFL, people just losing their minds, man, losing their minds. And hey, it is what it is, man. I look, I believe in this team, and I know a lot of people, feel a certain way, and you got to do. Look, I do not listen to those media ass bags that don't know what they're talking about. I do not care. People always, well, this guy said, I don't care. I really, there's a reason I don't read that stuff, listen to it, because they really get people misconstrued and misinformed by all of the nonsense they put out there, and it's like that just clouds people's minds. And I'm going to provide you with actual stuff. And hey, if it happens to happen all the time, so be it. If I one day start turning into them, maybe I'll just start putting out fake shit so I can actually get followers. You know what I mean? But it's like, I prefer building this thing slowly the right way. I'm not going to make stuff up. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. That's just not for me, man. Just not for me. Chances to beat the Cowboys 3 times in a year. Hey, I'm all about it. But I'd prefer just to go get our bye, watch them lose in the first round, laugh at them, and then go about our business. But if they want to come get some a third time coming to our house, I'm fine with that too. And I talked about that. One of the things is, what if we're waiting for that? We make it, to whatever round, and they make it to whatever round. And we've been saving that third time to wear the throwbacks, because you can wear them 3 times in a year, but we only had that 2 times, obviously. But still good. You can wear them in the playoffs. You just can't wear them in the Super Bowl. So just throwing it out there. And yeah, that'd be cool for me. But yeah, I would love to beat them 3 times in a row for sure. Now, the next question, thank you, Samuel, my man, for getting that in. The next one, kind of along the same lines, and I didn't use a picture of Shaq because, well, I've only got like this one where you can see his face, and the other one I put Zach. So here you go with Shaq, and Liz throws in here, it could be just me, but it seems like us getting Shaq is just an okay move. Everyone knew of his injuries before we got him, so what's up with lowballing the Eagles getting him? So she's talking about, how people are saying, like, and obviously we had some of those fans in here the other day. So appreciate you, Liz. Also, Samuel, for getting those into the mailbag there. But look, for me, it's because we're the Eagles, and they're always going to, and like, honestly, it is, no one likes us, we don't care. But like, it is annoying. It really is, because I have to hear about it. I will not watch those shows and do that stuff, because it used to drive me crazy, because they literally just crap on us no matter what, any chance they can get. And I told you they're going to be bowing to us soon. But look, they were doing it a little bit ago. They flip-flop so quick, man, and they'll be right back after we beat the Cowboys' ass. So look, they're fair weather. They don't know what they're talking about. And the only thing you can rely on is that they hate the Eagles, and they're always going to have that deep-seated hatred where they just always, it's weirdo shit. So now when you're talking about Cowboys fans, obviously we don't like each other, but they have an extra little piece to be pissed off about. So you heard him, Shaq Leonard, wait till he gets signed. He's gonna, he's all pro. Cannot wait to have him. The greatest linebacker that's played this decade. You heard him. All the Cowboys fans, everybody was so excited. Shaq Leonard, he was there. They were going to sign him. He wasn't leaving the stadium. Greatest player ever. And then, well, Big Dom and he walked through the airport to go take a little trip. I talked to my buddy. Then I heard some, people were lying to you guys. I think Dan Tilly was one of them, telling you, oh, he's still in the building. He's signing tonight. Look, I will always keep you informed with a real source. So, hey, look, Dan Tilly, he'll keep lying to you, making stuff up. I know those people that like that stuff. Don't know why, but cool. But as I told you, we got to be patient here. He's still mulling it over. He had 2 good reasons, for each team. And I think that in the end, he chose where he wanted to go win a Super Bowl. And that pissed them off, because he said it, the dog mentality we have. Nick Sirianni is the coach. Like, we're different, man. We are not them, and that's where I don't understand where these new fans that act like Cowboys fans, like, dog, there is a team waiting for you that is plentiful of fans like that. But we are a different breed. We are the diehards, the sickos. And, Shaq Leonard, he chose us. So I think for me, Liz, that they, look, they just hate us because they ain't us. And they're always going to hate that. So they're always going to sit there and complain about stuff. But the fact that they didn't get them, that leaves a very sour taste in their mouth. So they're pissed off. So at, being any kind of, there's no fight, no grit in them. So it's just embarrassing. But thank you guys for getting those into the mailbag. Yo, Dragon, appreciate you tuning in. Let's go. Hope you're ready for a little bit of Cowboys ass beating this Sunday. Keep that same energy mentality. Don't be overly critical, then switch up. Just relax and don't overreact. Exactly. I don't understand where people get this because they don't even know what they're talking about. Because trust me, they say I hear it all the time. Like I think people don't like think I remember what they say or like see it. And it's like, all right, dog. Like I sit here and happily explain everything to you. You remember when the Jets lost? Oh, it's over. Sat here and broke down exactly how we were going to beat the Dolphins. And then I had the joy of being at the stadium and staring right down at me as they beat the hell out of the Dolphins. So, look, people are going to try to be analytical. They're going to try to do things they don't understand. And I'm going to continue to laugh at them because they'll keep hating. I'll keep educating. So, look, they can switch up. Everybody can flip-flop all they want. You know who is the captain of this ship. And I'll stay right here and wait for all of them to try to jump right back on. Liz, don't worry. At the beginning of this show, YouTube hates me as well. But I digress. Now, I just went over your question. I appreciate you getting it in there. We're just talking about how they hate us, and even YouTube hates me. And look, it's ridiculous, man. It really is. But I'll keep trying to post on every social media platform so you guys see it because they are unbearable with how much they blackball me all the time. There's a lot, man. Go check out the top 13 matchups last night. As I told you guys earlier, go check that video out. It will be posted in the comments down below when I am finished here. But look, we talked about a lot of them. Jalen Hurts against that D. Dak Prescott against the offense. We talked about their receivers against our corners. Our corners, I top 13 for a reason, so I can break down each one individually, and they're all pretty damn important. Talk about getting the run game going, having Dallas Goedert back, the line. I mean, it's all very important. So for me, I can't pick like a top 5. So I told you this year I started doing this thing where it's top 13. I try to pick like 6 offense, 6 defense, especially. I try to do it. But I mean, it ends up some ways. I got honorable mentions at times. You guys know it. I just like to break everything down as much as I possibly can because there's a lot that goes into it. You think that, like, oh, we're going to do this. It's as simple as this because this stat says this. Like, oh, but as I explained in those videos, like you need this to be going this way for this to go down. So maybe if you struggle here, you try to fix this. So we talk about Dallas Goedert, what he does. Like not only, is he a great blocker and he is a great receiver. Like having him back in this offense is great. It's awesome. But what he does for everyone else, like he opens things up for AJ, Devontae, and, Swift and Jalen Hurts, all these guys, it helps. So, bro, that's huge. I'm very pumped up here. You'll rewatch. Hey, look, I appreciate that. I do. But I just went over. Look, they hate us. They hate us because they ain't us. And they were talking big, like, oh, he's the best linebacker ever. Can't wait to sign him. Now here they are. Too bad for them. But lots of great matchups. Go check that video out. And dude, the interior line, I mean, all of it is very important. And man, this is going to be another battle to the death because we're loaded on each level, each team. And man, it was fun to go through that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I saw it didn't have many views, but go check it out, man. People always complain each week talking about, oh, I didn't know. And it's like, dog, no. I always break it down. And I know that's not for everyone. And look, I tell people that, and they're always complaining. It's like, man, if you were into the misinformation, if you want to be lied to, you never know what's going on, you don't even know the players, all that stuff, great, man. There's so many people you could go watch. I prefer knowing what's going on and knowing what I'm talking about. So, weirdo stuff, man, but that's what happens when you're winning. You get a lot of new fans, closet fans coming back, people that want to tell you how to be a fan, and it's like, dog, I'm going to be a diehard sicko till the day I die. I apologize if that offends you, but no, I don't. Let's go. So, you sickos, that's what I'm here for. And I'm here to keep it real with those people that don't know what's going on with this team. It's all over. I broke down exactly how this offense, you talk about this offensive line, the matchup of that. And I took the interior. We talked about that. Then we talked about the exterior with their pass rushers, their interior guys, where their strengths really are. And we talk about ours, flip-flop that, our offensive line against them. And Micah Parsons, he had 1.5 sack last time. And Dorrance Armstrong was in there. Sam Williams, he had a sack. A half was for Armstrong. So, look, they've got pass rushers. We've got good linemen. We've been going through this gauntlet. Like, they are really good teams. And we only lost one to these really good teams. So, and then a really shitty one right before it. Weird. But I think that this team's still really, really, really good. And I talked about what our receivers can do to their corners, especially with Goddard being back, what he can do to their linebacker safeties. And what this run game could do. And, a lot of time, me, run the damn ball. But I've been talking about this for a while now. We have been running. It's about when are we running? We've been like top 5 in like running, how much rush percentage. And it's about when. I don't give a shit about stats. I mean, I like showing you that stuff, but I tell you each time, you got to take it with a grain of salt, man. And bro, I don't care that they've been running a lot. It's about when you're doing it, how you're doing it. Let's run the damn ball the correct way. And dude, not 3rd down and 15 quarterback draw. Oh, we ran the ball. Like, no, dude, let's try it on 1st down. And I know they're against, playing Hurts under center or any kind of, I form or just a single back set where, we're using anybody like Stovall and an H-back roll or I don't know, man. They don't want to do anything different than RPOs. And a lot of time it does work, and it works for Jalen Hurts. So, like, I get it why they're doing it. And Sirianni and Johnson have a game plan throughout the week. And I felt that a lot of these games throughout the year, they've struggled at times, but they've been able to adjust and do better. This last game just kind of got away from us, and it was just like, everybody. It was all just a shit show. So, for me, you just clean things up and you realize who you are. You got to be pissed off. And they're all talking shit. And dude, if this doesn't piss you off, I don't know how to help you. You gotta be enraged by this. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's Sunday night. We're gonna have to wait all damn day. It's gonna drive me insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. What are your thoughts on Bosa's remarks about Jalen staring at line of scrimmage? Well, I thought that, the Niners did have a good game plan. And I thought, it was just honestly a bad game for Jalen Hurts. And, we talked about it after the game. I thought he had a bad game. And I thought, sure, play calling and the play, like just overall offensive plan for the game was pretty ass. So I think just overall, everybody could be blamed. But for me, I think that on Bosa here, him about the Jalen Hurts, I think they did. Like, they were bringing pressure, but it was the way they did it, dude. The way they were coming at him, like forcing him. And it wasn't even that they were really forcing him. I think he felt it. Like, he felt footsteps. And that's not usually Jalen Hurts, but the way they just kind of stayed in their lanes and came right at him, like, he just felt it was weird. Like, he was on the run, but it felt like he had time. It was one of the weirdest games I've watched with him. It just really felt like a bad game. But I don't think that's something like, because then I heard him say, like, we got him figured out, the blueprint. Like, what, dude? Like, I saw Lane Johnson, what he did to you. Like, you didn't do anything against Lane. Like, all right, dude. We had our issues, but what did we talk about before that game? How much of a loss Dallas Goedert is, not only because, what he can do catching the ball, opening things up for others, but his blocking and things that we game plan, the play calling, because of having a Dallas Goedert in there. It just completely changed everything. And you saw that, man. You saw it fall apart for the weeks without him. So I think he's a huge piece of this, and they took advantage of all of it, man. And good for them, man. They had a good game. We tipped our hat to them. But to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, Jalen Hurts, they figured him out. Like, no, dude. He's seen people where they have been bringing all kinds of different looks throughout the year, pressure, all kinds of stuff that, all these things they say, he can't be a blocking quarterback. Well, he's shown them he can. And he can't. He's not running. He'll run. He's not passing. It's just, dude, it's a lot of it's some deep-seated hatred, some racism in there. But a lot of people just don't know what they're talking about. You remember for a few years when I tried to get everyone on board with Hurts, it was, you don't know football. He sucks. He can never. And it's like, I'm trying to show you how he's going to develop. But hey, man, let people, and people will take that. They'll take the reactionary stuff and, they figured Hurts out. It's all over. This mother effer is still the lead for MVP. I promise you that. Yeah, Dak, Mahomes are all having great years, and they're there with him. They're competing for it, but this dude's about to go ball out the rest of the season and shut these punk asses up. So great question, my man, but laughable. What did you figure out, dog? What did you figure out? Run with Swift. Well, I don't mind Kenny because Kenny does well, and he only plays like 30%. But just keep doing what you're doing. I don't think they need to change that. It's just about when they're running the ball. People won't realize how much a run game affects the entire team. They say run wasn't working. What about? Well, also, a lot of the times they don't need to be running the ball when they're down. Like, there's been times there where the media is just dumbasses. But you've heard me saying it. Look, you don't just go away from the run, and it's not necessarily you just run to run. Like, you're not doing that either. But you do want to establish that. And if you don't even give yourself and I've talked about this before, we are a team, people say we're a run first team. We're not. we come out here, they want to pass the effing ball. That is just how Jeffrey Lurie has built this damn thing and how he wants it to be. So we come out here, our game plan is to go score as quick as we can, put up a bunch of points, and then you run the ball. Then you wear out the other team, the clock, you play defense. But dog, if you're not going out here running up, putting up a bunch of points, and dude, we almost did that against the Niners. Like, it almost worked, but you get 2 field goals, you see what happens. So it's there, man. It is there. Like, they know what they're doing. And like, I'm not telling them like, oh, you just got to run the ball. Like, me, I've been saying run the damn ball since the start of this show. You know what I mean? So like, I love running the ball. I do think it's a very important part of the game, but I also understand why they pass the ball, but it's just so funny because there's just so much confusion out there about like, we don't ever run the ball. And it's like, well, we do. And that's where then you get like the media like, oh, we run all the time. And it's like, no. So it's like both sides are just pure insanity, bro. It's like, let's just figure out how to do it correctly. Let's get the play calling, everybody on the same page, and the game plan itself. So you remember for the first half of the season, it was fire Brian Johnson, and now it's fire Nick Sirianni. It's not Brian Johnson. And it's like, how do they not know that Nick Sirianni, as the head coach, sits there and game plans for the offense with Brian Johnson throughout the week? Like, he knows what's like on the play sheet, like what their plan is here. Like, how is that a new concept to the media? I don't understand. It's like, okay, sleeping at the wheel again, but whatever, man. But Jalen Hurts is one of the best play action fakes this early career. I don't understand. Well, look, the RPO is what is their bread and butter, but that's what it does to a team. You have that threat of run pass, and but they don't go with traditional. They just don't run that stuff, man. It's just not how it is. And he sure did, right? I mean, the people that talk, it's truly funny, man. It's like, oh, all right, bro. Like that, Bosa. We'll be hopefully seeing you again in the playoffs. I can't wait for it because we'll do what we did to you last time in the playoffs. So, hey, man, it's good for them. They got their Super Bowl win for the year. We're going to go win the real Super Bowl. Someone, Eagles fan, made a comment about Hurts low under Lexico. Tell me you're racist without saying it. Because yeah, man, they're all very racist, and people don't like me because I call that stuff out, and they get offended, and that's fine, good for them. But I sat here alone as the only content creator for years, trying to get people on board, and I took a lot of hatred for it. And it's like, look, man, a lot of people were just dumb. Some of them, just listened to the wrong people, and some of them just flat out racist. So I called it as I saw it, and I tried to teach them. I tried to help the media understand how development worked, especially for a guy like Jalen Hurts, what he was doing. I brought his trainer on, his chef, did everything I could to help them, and they didn't want to listen. But I would say they have the IQ of a fart. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to stay positive. Hey, I appreciate that, my man. And look, man, they're going to sit out there and be turds, my friend, but I'm going to be right here for you guys. And that's what I love about you guys. You want to talk about the real deal. What's going on? You want to talk about football. You have real questions. It's not, should we fire our offensive coordinator? Are you done at 10-2? Are you done with this season? Like, no, dude. Should we cut every player, trade? It's like, I don't know where that shit comes from. Well, it's the media. They get everyone riled up. And it's like, I don't know how people keep going back and listening to stuff when it's like, hey, that person lied to me. Hey, that never happened. Like, when have you ever had me tell you something and it's not happened? Now, even my I'm not talking about me predicting more than anybody. Like, that's crazy too. That is pretty wild. I will say that. But like, when I tell you a source tells me something, like, you've never been like, oh, I wonder if this is going to happen. You're like, oh, this dude literally has a real source. Like, he shows us text and videos and tells us crazy stories that nobody else would know. Like, I do what I can, man. But I don't know, man. It's weird. We've been overrun by like this new age family. It's weird because the diehards are not anything like them. Like, I can assure you, I'm only 37, but I've had the luxury of my grandfather, my father, my brother. I know the different, the years, how horrible it has been through the years. And I've seen a lot myself, but I've been lucky to even my teenage years watching, McNabb and D Jackson, Macklin, and oh my God, the list goes on. But Doc, I mean, come on, man. Trotter. We could sit here all day, but I really was lucky. And, I got to see the first Super Bowl. Like, I don't know where this, but it's for me, I'm pumped up, man. I really think that, we're living in good times here. And what do we talk about each week, especially on Fan Friday? Enjoy the ride, baby. And look, we're going to be pissed off when it's time to be pissed off. Was I pissed off about that loss? You're damn right I was, but it's not. Season's over. Oh, we suck. It's get your head out of your ass, figure things out, and this better piss you off. We make the joke, somebody better be choke slamming somebody through a flaming table, getting pissed off at these practices, these meetings, whatever they got to do something. So all about just getting pumped up here, right? That's all I want to see is this team getting pumped up and getting fired up from that loss Wednesday night, but no real guts. Yeah, and we talked about that. He was a quitter. He doesn't have that. Remember when we got Hurts, I called him the Terminator. This dude, you ain't breaking him. Wentz is the complete opposite. He was fragile, and we talked about why we drafted him. Like, look, they don't believe him, man. Like, they don't believe in him because it just after that injury, unfortunate. And I don't want to talk down to any human being. I feel bad for him, like that actually happened. But in the football world, when it came to the Eagles, it was like, yo, bounce, dog. It's Hurts time. And, I have the great story talking about, sitting there with Dom, my kid, just embracing it. Let's go. And I got a lot of slack for that. But, dude, I'm pumped up, man. And people wanted to sleep on the wrong one. And I broke down every detail they ever needed to know. His mom was in here in the comments. Like, you guys know how awesome that was. It's like, hey, I did my part. So I love it. Love it. And I saw your comment before the show even started, so I gave you a shout out at the beginning of the show, but appreciate you sneaking in here. But I'm all about that sweep. Let's sweep the whole division. Let's go. And we'll take down number 2 here, and then we'll run through the Giants choice. So all about it. Yeah, man, you can't. And that's what's so funny. When I do my draft breakdowns, I have 5 years in a row predicting who the Eagles would draft. All I do is take all of it, and you're going to have, his 40 time. Oh, his stats say this. Oh, this, that. I don't care, man, because honestly, you got to take it all. And I'm not a scout. I don't get to ask certain questions. I don't get to do, I got to really dig and do stuff. So when I make my predictions, it's based off, and you guys watch the shows, you sickos, you hear me. I will break down it into detail why. And I don't do I'll give you my top, at each position. I'm a sicko, bro. You guys saw in the offseason. I'll give you my top guys at each position, but then I'll tell you, remember when we talked about Tank Dell? Look how amazing he was. If we could get a returnment, little things where it's why they would fit. Where could we actually get someone? This guy's the greatest at this position, but we're not going to get him. So we talked about Jalen Carter. I mean, all these things. So look, man, a lot of stuff goes into it. And it was funny to see people, well, he didn't do this. It's like, shut up, dude. Those people were a mess. Keys to victory this weekend, and who balls out? Well, you get a more in-depth answer there at those top 13 matchups. That'll tell you everything I need to know, and I kind of just went over that. But for me, you just got to get back to basics, man. Get back to what you do, and that's being the best team in the NFL. We are loaded with talent. We have found ways in games to be the best team on offense and defense. Yeah, I've seen it look like shit. Yeah, I know they've had to adjust. But if you could come out at the beginning of the game playing well with a great game plan, actually come out swinging, man, just be yourself. Don't lose to yourself. It is really the Eagles versus the Eagles, man. They're better than the Cowboys, but Cowboys are a great team. So if you make little mistakes, even just saying that, sorry, but even just making minor mistakes is going to, don't do it. Don't want to shoot yourself in the foot here. So get rid of the dumb mistakes, clean things up. You got Goddard back. You've got Cunningham back on defense with Shaq Leonard here now. The secondary settling in, everybody getting on the same page, working together for a few weeks now. I think this team, just being themselves, dude. We already beat this team, the Cowboys. Now we've got more pieces in this game. We're better now, and we just got our ass kicked. So, everyone's sleeping on us, the underdog stuff. I'm all about that. So I think there's a lot that goes into that, though, man. If you watch that top 13 matchup show after this one, my man, I'd love to hear your thoughts. It didn't even have 100 views on it. Usually you guys watch that one. I give you all the individual all the stuff you guys want to know about each matchup there. And as I talk about in the show, it's not as easy as being it's this guy versus this guy. But it's we talk about there's other guys, other positions involved, how they're going to help this person, So if you like that kind of stuff, go check it out. Try to break that kind of stuff down each week for you so you know what's going on. I'm a sicko, man. I want to know all the injuries. I want to know everything. And I put it in every show. Even at the beginning of that top 13, you have the injury report, the updated one for yesterday. You can watch a game status report from earlier today. See, I'm nuts. When we lost the first Super Bowl, man, I'll be honest with you. First one wasn't alive for. But I know what you're talking about. That Patriots one, I drank at that time in life, but I was still very young and full of energy. So the rage was unmatched. I was very angry, very angry. Tried to fight people, getting blackout drunk. I was a mess. I tell you guys that story that I truly waited 13 years for that revenge. Like the fact that it was the Patriots, the fact that it was Tom Brady, I needed that. I needed that. That broke me, man. I was crushed. I thought we had it. And that's the year, they were cheating and stuff. So, I mean, you could say what you want, but we lost just like last year, man. We lost. I don't care about the field. I don't care about the rest. I don't, whatever anybody says, we lost. And I'll always have to remember that. And I'm pissed off. So, they talked about the hangover this year. F your hangover. We're coming right back for that. That's our trophy. So I hope we see the Chiefs again. But I was pissed. I was definitely pissed. Favorite Eagle was Westbrook. Dude was just like Barry Sanders. Well, it wasn't Barry. Barry was a different breed, but he was a poor man's version for sure. I was a huge Westbrook fan growing up for sure. Him, Deuce Staley, Carell Buckhalter. That was one of my favorite trio of running backs we've ever had. But turned out to be a douchebag as a person. So I don't really consider him one of my favorites anymore. But B-Doc will always be one of my favorites. My first favorite player, though, was Randall Cunningham when I was a kid growing up. But Doc will go down in history. It's one of my favorites. Trotter's up there. Sean Jackson. I've got a good amount of favorites there, but never hated Wentz, but I didn't like him. He stuck out well, here's the thing. I loved Wentz. I support him. I supported a bunch, of players that turned out to be dickbags. But when they're Eagles, I'm going to support them until that moment, And I knew, and I got a lot of hatred for it. I told you, my source told, look, it's going to be him and Doug, not just Carson. And everybody, oh, don't you dare. Not our white little gentle blessings. And I was like, look, dude, it's going to happen. And it happened. And it's just like, look, man, the kid was broken. He left like a bitch. He threw a little tantrum when Hurts took over. So for me, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. So later, dude. But is what it is. And yeah, I cheered for him, but not when he turned into a little bitch. So whoever's my court, yeah, exactly. I'm always gonna ride with my Eagles. That's why I can't stand when people are always trying to trash. It's like, all right, dude, like, especially when it's things they don't understand. It's funny. And I'm all about it, man. We're the best team in the NFL. No one, as I just answered, that question there where I feel that the only way we lose here, Hulk it up at it, asked. I think for me, the key is just not losing to yourself. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. And you can hear Herschel going nuts. So he's with it. Look, I think that this team right here, get back to the basics, best in the league. Nothing's going to stop us, man. Nothing is going to stop us. Says, what the hell? Hold on. Now I'm clicking on stuff. I don't know why. My apologies. Let me find it where it was. Yes, but we 100%. We have to get back to basics. That's what it's all about. I always say the only team that can beat the Eagles. Exactly. I will not change that stance. You guys heard me all throughout the offseason. We're the best team. I don't care about Super Bowl anger. Each week they try to bring some shitty to me. Why that we're and then believe it or not, 10 wins at this point is really good. And each time we've gotten that loss, people are just like, yes, like I told you we were the worst team. And it's like, all right, dude, like, believe it or not, teams will lose. There's only been one perfect season. I know that sounds crazy, but we've only lost 2 times. It's all right. We lost bad. Okay. Get pissed off. I know I'm pissed off. So I believe in these guys. I know who they are. Believe in Jalen Hurts. We talk about it in those games when they're down and everybody, the game's over, first quarter. Nope. Got Jalen Hurts, baby. So I know they're having a good week of practice. They're on each other's asses and they're getting pumped up for this game. Let's go. 100 yards for Smitty and AJ, 150 run yards. I'm all about it. Now, we talked about the other day, or yesterday in that top matchup show, run the ball. I know that Swift only had like 43 rushing yards. We struggled a little bit there. Kenny Gainwell actually had a good game against the Cowboys last time. So, however you're going to run it, run the damn ball on them. But AJ and Smitty, they both had 2 had good games. And I think it was only like 60-some yards for AJ, and Devontae had more. But look, you had things going. Goddard 3 for 50, and then he got hurt right at the beginning of the game. So I think we had things going. We still ended up winning that game. So getting Goddard back, getting Zach Cunningham here back in this linebacking room, and then getting Shaq Leonard. I think all very positive. I think we're going to have a good day here, man. So I'm with you. And yes, I mean, thank you. Yes. I mean, I just try to, people get on my ass for that kind of stuff, but it's like, look, bro, I know it's a basic answer, but I'm just trying to keep it real with you. That's all you can do. You can't do anything but be yourselves because you are the best team in the football, but you can't be doing stupid shit. It's stupid. So, hope you're feeling well, my man. Appreciate you taking the time, Joe. A candle in the dark. Yeah, that's awesome. That's something I don't think I've ever heard before. A candle in the dark, a light in the. Okay, that's beautiful. I appreciate that, Anton. Just trying to do my best, and for years that's how it has been. I really just did my best with Howie, with Hertz, with Sirianni, get people on board. And I got a lot of hate for it, but I stood here strong, and you sickos were right there with me. And that's all I asked for. I love you. I really don't think you guys understand that. Like, you mean everything to me. Coming to the show and being like, yeah, like it used to just be people hounding me. You don't know football. Like every guy was just like, why am I doing this? This sucks. And then I found you sickos. And look, you guys can disagree. I don't give a damn. Like, that's the whole point of the show. Agree to disagree, have a good time, talk about the birds, learn some from each other. That's what this is about. But some people, it's like trying to speak of things like they're fact and they don't even make sense. It's like, dog, I don't know who's telling you that stuff, but I'd start tuning in here, maybe learn something. But I can't, do this without you guys. And you guys help me get the word out there, help people get on board, teaching people just basic things that I feel should be known. But it is what it is. But I love you guys. I really do. I can't thank you enough. What are y'all doing this again? Do you remember what happened the last time with the Eagles? $100. Good, as he should. And that's where I want it, right there. Put it down there for us. And you guys are too kind. That's too funny. But hey, I want them to sleep on us, China. So glad you brought that up. I just sleeping on the wrong one. It's like putting the stuff on the Rocky statue. All right, dude, no doubt. China might be a good way up call with the loss. Say, hey, look, I think it, a lot of times that's what you need. And we talked about it after the Jets game. I just talked about it earlier in the show here. I think that punch in the mouth is exactly what we need. I want people going through flaming tables as we talked about earlier. Let's go. Love to see you guys sharing that love. The fact that Tom had sweet victory at the tip of his tongue and BG smacked. Yes, the Super Bowl. Oh, man. Oh, my God. And it was a heart attack all the way to the last second. Like, it couldn't have been any more perfect in Eagles fashion. Like, the way we won, like, that was intense, man. That was one of the most emotional times I've ever been from a football game. And I get pretty emotional, you guys know. But that was, wow, waited my whole life for that. It was beautiful. I can't wait for this next one this year. Let's go. But that's hilarious. I love that he called that out. Sleeping on the wrong ones. I'll keep saying it, man. And you sickos will help me get that message across to him. As a person, now that I know him, he's still, yeah, exactly. I love him as a football player, but dude, catch this. So I'll tell you why, Anton. So I invited Lito Shepherd to a tailgate, and he was like, yeah, sure, where at? And I was just like, what? Yeah. So he rolls up, he brings Trey Thomas and Quentin Michael with him. Great time. And I mean, ask Lito Shepherd how much of a great time we had. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. We'll just leave it at that. But he had a great time, and we all enjoyed ourselves before the game. But I thought, hell, that was awesome. Why not try that again? So next home game, I'm like, yo, Westbrook, I just had Lito out to the tailgate, and I like shared the picture of me and Lito, and I was like, trying to use it like, hey, man, like I'm not a weirdo. Like you could come have a good time. These guys did. And, the other guys are in it too, but I was just pointing out Lito was the one I invited. So it's like, hey, come have a, great time, whatever. Don't remember exactly what I said, but he replied, that's not me. That was like his reply to me. And I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, are you implying that I think you are Lito Shepherd, the guy I just told you I invited and is standing here with me in a picture? Like, you're not that stupid, are you, dude? And he was like all bent out of shape. And I was like, all right, dog, you know what? I was like, please don't show up to the tailgate. I was like, because if you're bringing that bitch ass energy, I ain't got no time for that, bro. And it was really weird. I was like, you all right, dude? Like, you going to make it through here? Or maybe you should come through, dog, because it looks like you could use it. Two Cowboys patients tonight, and then see, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. They say stuff, oh yeah, it's like, all right, tell me who your right tackle is. What? Yeah, okay, you don't even know who your team is. Shut up. Like I really, it's Darren Steele, just in case they're watching and need to know. But I think that for me, I always body bag people no matter where I'm at. And I'm telling you, dude, like grocery store, these are people I don't know. I don't care. People always talk shit because I have Eagle stuff on. And look, man, I will always happily, oh, okay, let's talk. And then they've realized they've entered a world of hell. Like, oh God, like this guy's about to tell me about my team. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just wanted to be a negative little bitch. Well, guess what? Here I am. You called. I'm answering. And they don't always like when you return the same energy. So I just like to do it tenfold, and that puts people in a real headlock. And I don't mind it. I don't. Wentz got annoying to her. Oh yeah, he was a bitch ass. And dude, I have people sending me like death threats in my and I wish that old Twitter was still here, but people were pissed. And then I made that Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen comparison, and the racists were pissed again. Don't you ever tell me a black quarterback could ever be like my white quarterback. And it was like, all right, dude, like this is getting weird, but yeah, sure. And then they all have to just settle into reality. And look, man, what's great is now I see those people always like sticking up for Hurts and telling everyone how dumb they are. And they're like, oh, dare fans. And it's like, hey, dog, I remember you for the last few years. I'm just grateful that you stopped trashing him. And it's really weird. I don't say anything anymore. I've learned, I've grown, and I'm not a child. Social media, though, it'll turn you mad because people are just always so negative. It's weird, but it's like, hey, man, if that's your MO, good for you. You'll be on board soon enough. And then I watch them all become Eagles fans throughout the weeks, and it's awesome. It's like, well, I mean, I tried to help you, but yeah, I'm a jerk. But I'm with you 100%, Joe. We're going to whoop that ass. Let's go. Carson got to look at the tape once. Yeah, dude. I got to look at the tape. I don't know what happened. I'm a dumbass. Don't get rid of the ball. Yeah, it was. But look, we're going to get everybody back, and we're sick in a good way. That is correct. You sick. And you guys saw that brand that's like trying to steal that. They were like, you Eagles sickos. And I was like, all right, dog, let's just simmer down. Like, you guys have taken enough. But, the whole like diehard thing they started with, and then it was sickos. I was like, all right, man, like, we see you. If you want to hire me, like, I'll happily do your work for you, but you got to stop taking my shit, man. Future really showed a lack of class, not seeking out. Yeah, he was a little bitch ass dude, Chip. And that made it better for me. It just goes to show what kind of person he is, and we got to beat his ass with the backup quarterback. Yeah, me too, man. I'm very pumped up about this team. Ready to win, David. Hope you're having a great weekend, my man. Ready to see those Cowboys lose. Let's go. And Lido, man. Lido. Whoa, I read it like that. Let's go, Lido. Yo, it was awesome. I will forever cherish. I got some sweet pictures I can't share to you, but got some cool ones, man. Some great memories there. My brother getting to, dude, it was just really to grow up watching Lido and Sheldon, obviously after Al Harris, and dude, then getting Asante there. Like, that was a really great time for our corners, but one of my favorites. Yeah, he did, man. He was a quitter. How many people are mad about losing? Yeah, dude, they weren't. They wanted to cut him last week, but I'm not surprised. That's just how these fans are. Look, and to me, you guys know I'll be here steering the ship in the right direction. Let them jump off, go where they need, swim around, get caught by sharks, whatever. Hey, get gripped up. I'm here. I've been trying to throw as many life vests out as I possibly can to stay afloat, but I see him sinking, man. And hey, that's all right, because if I've got you sickos with me, we're still headed right to the promised land, and I don't care. So, hey, once Dallas catches his ass beaten, they're all going, well, actually, I am a fan. And like, oh, we're at the point where they're talking about benching. Like, this is how sad it is out there. Like, well, bench the guy that's in the lead for MVP. Oh, and then he comes back, well, actually, I didn't say he couldn't read defenses. What I meant to say was he's hurt. Like, shut up, dude. Like, the way they have to move the goalposts, and it's unbearable. It is. But that's why I don't use social media much. I post to it, try to give you guys real deal stuff. You guys know that I'll always give you whatever information you need. None of that other BS going out there. That's what I like to hear. And love it. And we beat them by 5 last time. I think we could definitely we can beat them by double digits. I truly believe that. But it could definitely be a close one too. I'm very aware of who this team is. They're very good. I think we're better. Again, I think that, with Roby here, he wasn't here last time. With him, he's had his struggles kind of, but having Slay, Bradbury, they've had struggles too. Byard, Blackship have had struggles. I think everyone just needs to be working together, getting on the same page, because we've never really had that until the last couple of weeks. Everybody was banged up. So we're trying to learn this system while having all these moving pieces. So I'm hopeful. This is a big game, man. You saw what happened to Sidney Brown and, Cunningham and Mark. Like, that's who we had covering CeeDee Lamb last time. He had, 11 catches, 191 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, but he went off. So, dude, I'm hopeful this time around it's much different. And if Ricks is out there, he's not getting burnt like toast. I'm hopeful, man. A lot of these people, are young, so they learn from these mistakes. That is literally a big part of football development, learning from your mistakes, growing. And I don't know where people get lost in the, you got to be an all pro day one and you can't, have mistakes. Look, even the all pros have mistakes. Like, unbearable things to work on, just make less mistakes. Yeah, we talked all about that, man. The only team that can beat ourselves is ourselves. And I don't know how much, we talked about in that game. They're going to shadow him, but talked about before that game, I would consider doing that. I would consider, Bradbury, when he played in the slot, doing some things in certain situations where it's going to be shorter routes. Yeah, and I think that you don't always know, but you play the situation, what's going on. I think you can use them both where you don't have to, and that was without Roby. Now, Roby isn't going to sit there, and we're not a man-to-man team, so it's not just man-to-man. Everybody has to be on the same page. If you're going to play this match zone and you have all these pieces now, it could work, but he's going to line up all over, mostly in the slot. So, I mean, you don't have to give away like what you're doing. You can play, Slay shadowing him, and he can be in man, and the rest of these guys can still be in a match zone. So I'm not against it at all. I don't think that, we talked about this the last game, and while I was watching, I was there, and I remember I'm like watching, and I'm like, oh, okay, Slay's on him, and then there would be somebody else on him. I'm like, what are we doing? And look, I understand these other guys can get you. Brandon Cooks is still very talented. You've got the tight end Ferguson there. You've got other receivers and Tolbert. And the other guy, not really that good, Gallup. So look, they've got weapons. Turpin's even in there, a special teamer. But for me, we're the better team. Simple as that. We got to be able to shut them down. We've got the pieces now. We're healthy. Our linebackers. So it's gonna be a combination of the play calling and just the plan in general. With are you even shadowing? Are you doing that? Is that a possibility? Do you need to keep it in your back pocket if things start getting out of hand? So adjust to that if you need to. But I'm intrigued to see what they do here. That's all you need to do, man. We've been since Tuesday moving this train right through, and actually on Monday. You know what I mean? I think that we went over the moves, talked about Goddard coming back, all that great stuff. So I know people want to throw a pity party and whine throughout the week. I've moved on a long time ago. I get over it the next day. Yeah, we embrace it in the moment. And then, dude, next week by week. And you always hear people saying, they're the week by week. Okay, well, then let's try not to whine for so long. Like, it's literally a couple days away here. People still try, well, did you know we lost bad? It's like, no, I didn't watch the game. I had no idea, man. I don't watch anything. I don't know all this stuff that's going. Nope. Unbearable. But I love each and every one of you. I got to get rolling out here. I hope you're all having yourselves a great Friday night. Cannot thank you enough, seriously, for taking the time on these Fridays. I love these shows, man. I look so forward to coming in here, hearing what you guys have to say, getting excited for this game. And tomorrow, I'll have those practice squad elevations for you. We'll take a look at the updated depth chart. I don't think there's going to be much going on with it. So I will try to make it a live video so I can talk with you guys if I can. We'll see how it goes down. But, I'll be here for the pregame show probably around 7 o'clock on Sunday. Maybe I'll make a morning one just because it's going to suck all day. But, I'll do my best to get you guys through because it's going to be insane Sunday waiting all day. I hate it. I truly do. And yeah, man, we just got to keep getting better and better. And we've talked about that week by week. We'll find our stride now that everybody's getting healthy. I'm good about it. I'm not worrying. Don't let the media, the whiny fans get you misconstrued. This team is still the best in the NFL, not just because the record says so. I will be talking to you on Sunday about it. Trust me. And look, again, the Cowboys are a good team, but we're the better team. So you can't shoot yourself in the foot, man. You can't be making stupid penalties. The refs are going to be looking for it. So I really think that whatever you got to do to work on yourself, hopefully you were doing it this week. And I think they did that. So let's go, Birds. You know it, my man. But again, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope to talk to you tomorrow. If anything crazy happens, I'll be back. You know, if you are watching this later, you can comment down below. Would love to hear from you. If you need anything, you can reach out on any of these platforms, whether it's about the Birds. Life does not matter. Always here for you guys, as you are for me. But look, have yourselves a safe and enjoyable weekend. Hope to keep talking to you because we got to remember Dallas sucks. It's go Bird season. This negativity's got to stop. It's a weekend. Let's get excited. Let's get pumped up. Come on. Let's go through some walls and let's beat some Cowboy ass, baby. Hope you're getting excited. Hope to see you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me that little thumbs up there. You can always subscribe. But thank you to each and every one of you that commented. Thank you to each and every one of you that is going to comment. And you have a great night as well. Hope you guys all stay safe out there. But again, until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith. This is On the Road to Victory. And as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!